If you're 60, 70, or even 80 years old and haven't been intimate lately, this message is for you. A surprising new medical insight is shaking up what we thought about aging and sex, and it could impact your health, happiness, and even your lifespan. What doctors are revealing now might just change how you view your golden years. Stay tuned, because this could be the most important conversation you have this year. Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a topic that many people might find a bit surprising or even uncomfortable: sex and intimacy for those who are 60, 70, or even 80 years old. You might have heard some common ideas out there, like older adults don't have sex anymore, or it's not important at that age. But I'm here to tell you that those ideas are not only wrong, they can also be harmful. As we get older, our bodies change, and so do many parts of our lives. But sexual health is still very important. It is about much more than just pleasure. Maintaining a healthy sex life can affect your physical health, your mood, and your overall happiness. It connects deeply to your mental and emotional well-being too. In fact, studies show that many older adults who remain sexually active tend to have better heart health, stronger immune systems, and lower levels of stress. Plus, feeling close and connected with someone else can help fight loneliness and improve self-esteem. So, sexual health is really part of living a full, healthy life, no matter your age. In this video, I will share important information about why not having sex at 60, 70, or 80 years old might affect you in ways you haven't thought about before. I'll explain the science behind why staying intimate matters, how it impacts your mind and body, and practical advice on how to keep your sexual health strong as you age. I want you to feel comfortable and informed as we talk about this. Whether you're watching this for yourself or for someone you care about, there is valuable insight here for everyone. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. So, let's get started and explore why sexual health is so important at every stage of life. Let's talk about what actually happens in the body as we age, especially when it comes to sex and intimacy. Understanding the science can help take away some of the fear or embarrassment many people feel when talking about this subject. As you enter your 60s, 70s, and 80s, several things begin to shift in the body. One of the biggest changes involves hormones. For men, testosterone levels tend to decline gradually. This can affect sexual desire, energy levels, and even mood. For women, menopause usually leads to a drop in estrogen, which can cause vaginal dryness, discomfort during sex, and a decrease in interest or arousal. Another important change is blood circulation. Good blood flow is necessary for sexual function, especially for erections in men and arousal in women. But with age, the blood vessels can stiffen or narrow, making it harder for the body to respond sexually. Libido, or sexual desire, can also be influenced by these changes. But here's the truth: just because these things change doesn't mean desire disappears. Many older adults still want intimacy. The problem is that society often treats sex as something for the young, which makes older adults feel like they shouldn't talk about it or seek help when something feels off. But this is exactly when paying attention to sexual health becomes more important. Recent medical research has uncovered some amazing facts. Did you know that regular sexual activity in older adults is linked to better heart health? That's right. Studies have found that people over 60 who remain sexually active tend to have healthier blood pressure and lower risk of heart disease. The act of sex improves blood circulation, which keeps your heart and arteries in better shape. Sex also supports the immune system. When you're physically close to someone, your body produces more of the good hormones, like oxytocin and dopamine, which help reduce stress and fight off illness. And here's something really fascinating: people who have regular sexual intimacy have been found to do better on memory and problem-solving tasks. That's because sex increases blood flow to the brain and keeps those mental pathways active. Now, let's talk about the risks of sexual inactivity. Most people don't realize this, but when sexual activity stops completely, the body can experience a kind of shutdown in that area. For example, men who stop having erections over long periods may find it harder to get them back, even with help. In women, the vaginal tissues may become thinner and more sensitive, leading to discomfort. Also, without regular intimacy, loneliness and depression may increase, especially in people who already live alone. Let me tell you a quick story to bring this to life. One of my older patients, Mrs. Helen, came to me at age 74. She had lost her husband 5 years earlier and had assumed that her days of intimacy were over. But she began dating again and wanted to know if it was too late to care about sex. After a thoughtful conversation, we addressed her concerns, including some discomfort she had started to feel. With a few simple changes, including using estrogen cream and talking to a counselor, she regained her confidence. A year later, she told me she felt younger, more connected, and even happier than she had in years. That's the power of taking sexual health seriously. It's not about just keeping up with something from the past. It's about living fully now. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked when we think about aging and sex, the emotional and mental toll of losing intimacy. For many older adults, the loss of sexual connection can feel like more than just a change in routine. It can feel like a part of your identity has gone missing. Whether it's due to the death of a spouse, divorce, illness, or just growing apart from a partner over time, the impact can run deep. Sex isn't just a physical act. It's an emotional language, a way we feel seen, wanted, and loved. Without it, many people begin to feel invisible. They might still smile in public or keep busy with church, gardening, or grandchildren, but deep down, they may carry a quiet kind of sadness. That sadness can grow into loneliness. Loneliness in older adults is a serious issue. In fact, some studies say it's as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not just because people are alone, it's because they feel disconnected. Physical touch, closeness, and affection, these things release powerful brain chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. These are the same chemicals that help regulate mood, reduce stress, and bring a sense of calm and joy. Oxytocin, often called the love hormone, is released when we hug someone, hold hands, or engage in any intimate moment. It actually lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. That's why even small moments of affection can lift your mood and help your body relax. Dopamine is another important chemical that gets activated by touch and closeness. It's responsible for feelings of reward and pleasure. When that's missing, for months or even years, depression and anxiety can quietly creep in. Let me share a story that might sound familiar. Mr. Gerald, age 78, lost his wife 6 years ago. At first, he stayed active and social. But over time, he told me that something just felt empty. He missed the feeling of lying beside someone, the casual touches, the shared laughter in private moments. It's not about the act, he said. It's about knowing someone wants to be close to me. When he eventually found a companion through a community book club, it wasn't just his energy that came back, his whole personality seemed brighter. He said, "It's like the light turned back on in my house." Then there's Martha, 69, who had gone through early menopause and felt like intimacy was just done for her. She avoided dating because she was ashamed of how her body had changed. After some counseling and education, she slowly opened up to the idea that intimacy could be different. Slower, more emotional, more about connection than performance. When she met someone new, she said the experience wasn't just healing, it made her feel alive again. Stories like these are more common than you think. They remind us that intimacy is a human need, not a luxury. And for older adults, it's often the missing key to feeling truly alive. So if you're feeling lonely, if you've given up on closeness, or you feel like that part of your life is over, let me tell you, it's not too late. Your body may have changed, but your heart still wants connection. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. And if you feel comfortable, we'd love for you to share your thoughts or story in the comments. Have you felt the emotional weight of losing intimacy? Or have you found joy again later in life? We want to hear from you. Now let's keep going. Let's talk openly about the real barriers many older adults face when it comes to sex and intimacy. Because the truth is, it's not just about desire, it's also about the challenges, fears, and old ideas that can hold us back. First, there's social stigma. Many people were raised to believe that sex is only for the young, or that it's somehow wrong or embarrassing to talk about it after a certain age. Maybe you were taught that older folks are supposed to grow out of those feelings, to settle down and stop wanting closeness. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Love and connection don't retire. Our need for intimacy doesn't end at 60, 70, or even 90. But because of society's silence on this topic, many seniors feel ashamed or guilty for still wanting those things. And that silence turns into isolation. There's also fear of health complications. Many older adults worry, is it safe? Will my heart handle it? What if I get injured? These are valid questions, especially if you're living with conditions like heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, or high blood pressure. These health issues can affect your energy, mobility, or even your sexual function. But here's what many don't realize: there are safe and healthy ways to remain sexually active, you just might need to approach it differently. For example, if arthritis limits your movement, there are positions and aids that can help. If diabetes has caused erectile dysfunction, there are safe treatments available. If you're worried about heart strain, talk to your doctor. Most people are surprised to learn that sexual activity, when done at your own pace, is usually no more risky than a brisk walk or climbing stairs. Then there's loss of a partner, which is one of the biggest emotional and practical barriers. Many widows and widowers feel like intimacy is now off the table forever. It can be hard to imagine opening your heart again. But with time, support, and healing, new relationships, even just companionship, can become possible again. Cultural taboos also play a role. In some families, cultures, or religious communities, talking about sex is simply off limits. That can make it hard to seek help or even admit what you're feeling. But silence often leads to suffering. We have to break that silence, not just for ourselves, but for future generations who need to see that intimacy in later life is normal and healthy. Let's also address the myth that you're too old or it's unsafe. According to many doctors and researchers, not only is sex safe for most older adults, it can actually be part of staying healthy. Regular sexual activity can help with sleep, lower blood pressure, reduce stress, and even boost memory. Dr. Karen Mitchell, a geriatric specialist, says, we need to stop treating sex as a young person's game. Sexual health is part of whole body health, and it doesn't expire at retirement. Overcoming these barriers often starts with talking to a professional. Whether it's a doctor, therapist, or counselor, having someone you trust to guide you through your concerns can make a big difference. Many doctors now include sexual health in their checkups for older patients, and they can offer advice that fits your unique body and life stage. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. We've broken the silence. Now, let's take the next step and talk about how you can safely reintroduce intimacy into your life, starting right where you are. Now that we've talked about the barriers, let's move into the hopeful part of this journey. Practical ways you can reignite your sexual health, no matter your age. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 90, there are steps you can take, starting today, that will not only improve your intimacy but also your overall well-being. Let's begin with your lifestyle. You may be surprised at how much your diet, movement, and rest can impact your sexual health. Good circulation, balanced hormones, stable mood, all of these things are connected to how we eat, sleep, and live. Start with your diet. Foods that promote heart health, like leafy greens, nuts, berries, fish, and whole grains, also promote blood flow, and that's essential for sexual function. Limit processed foods, too much sugar, and heavy alcohol use. Hydration is key. Even mild dehydration can make you feel sluggish and foggy. Exercise plays a big role, even if it's light. Walking, stretching, swimming, or yoga just a few times a week improves your stamina, mobility, and even body confidence. It increases blood flow and lowers stress hormones, both of which help intimacy feel easier and more enjoyable. Don't overlook sleep. It restores your energy, repairs your body, and helps balance your mood. Poor sleep can lead to fatigue and decreased desire. Aim for 7 to 8 hours a night if you can, and work on creating a quiet, calming sleep routine. And then there's stress. Chronic stress is like poison to your libido. It floods your system with cortisol, tightens your muscles, and shuts down emotional openness. So it's worth learning how to manage it. Which brings us to an easy tool you can use right now, a quick guided relaxation exercise. Let's try it together. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or just soften your gaze. Take a slow breath in through your nose, and let it out through your mouth. Again, deep breath in, and slowly release. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your jaw. Feel your feet grounded beneath you. Remind yourself, I am safe. I am loved. I deserve connection. Even just 2 or 3 minutes of deep breathing like this each day can calm your nerves, especially before intimate moments. Now let's talk about the emotional side of intimacy, communication. It's hard to feel connected if you're holding back fear, shame, or confusion. If you have a partner, start with an honest, gentle conversation. You might say, I've been thinking a lot about how to reconnect with you, or, I miss feeling close. Can we talk about how to make things more comfortable again? It's okay if the conversation feels awkward at first. You're building something meaningful, and that takes courage. Talk about your desires, your fears, your physical comfort, and what you both hope to explore. If you're not in a relationship right now, that's okay too. These skills will still serve you in the future, or even help you reflect on what you need from yourself or others emotionally. Let's touch on medical options as well. For many, a change in hormone levels or circulation can make intimacy more difficult, but there are safe and effective treatments out there. For women, low estrogen after menopause can lead to vaginal dryness or discomfort. Doctors can prescribe topical estrogen creams or rings that make intimacy more comfortable. For men, erectile dysfunction is common with age, but it doesn't have to mean the end of intimacy. Medications like Viagra or Cialis can help, and there are also non-drug options like vacuum pumps, injections, or counseling to reduce performance anxiety. For anyone, sexual dysfunction may also have emotional roots. Past trauma, fear of rejection, body image issues, these are all real concerns. That's where counseling or sex therapy can be powerful. A trained professional can help you untangle what's in your head and heart, not just what's happening physically. And what if you're scared to talk to your doctor about all this? You're not alone. Many people feel embarrassed bringing up sex with their healthcare provider. But trust me, your doctor has heard it all before. This is part of your health. You can simply say, I have some questions about intimacy I'd like to discuss. That's it. Keep it simple, and let them lead the conversation from there. If your doctor brushes you off, it may be time to find one who takes your concerns seriously. Remember, this is about your quality of life, not just surviving, but thriving. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's keep going. In the next section, we'll meet real people who faced these exact challenges, and hear how their lives changed when they took action. Stay with us. Sex isn't just about pleasure, it's a powerful part of your whole well-being. For older adults, staying sexually active can touch every area of life: physical, emotional, mental, and even spiritual. In this section, we're going to look at the holistic benefits of sexual activity in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. Let's start beyond the body. Sex builds emotional closeness. Whether it's a gentle touch, a long cuddle, or full intimacy, these moments release a hormone called oxytocin, also known as the love hormone. This hormone helps us feel bonded, calm, and safe with the people we love. It can even reduce blood pressure and ease stress. When you feel close to someone, it's easier to open up, feel seen, and feel valued. That connection is priceless, especially in retirement or the later seasons of life, where loneliness can become more common. Self-esteem is another big one. When you feel wanted, when you're able to give and receive affection, your self-worth rises. You begin to feel more alive, more confident in your body, and more comfortable in your skin, even with wrinkles, gray hair, and slower movements. One woman, age 72, once said, "When my husband and I hold each other, even if we don't do more than that, I feel like a woman again. Like I matter." That simple truth shows how powerful touch and closeness can be. Now, let's look at some surprising physical benefits too. Did you know that regular sexual activity can actually help reduce pain? It's true. When you're intimate, your body releases endorphins. Those are natural painkillers made by your brain. These can reduce headaches, joint pain, and even help with arthritis discomfort. And it's not just about pain relief, it can also help you sleep better. After intimacy, many people report falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. That's because your body is more relaxed, your mind is quieter, and your nervous system has had a chance to settle down. But perhaps one of the most fascinating discoveries in recent research is how sexual activity may help protect your brain. Multiple studies now suggest that older adults who remain sexually active have a lower risk of developing dementia. Why? Scientists believe that the hormones and brain chemicals released during sexual activity, like dopamine and oxytocin, help support memory, mood, and brain function. One study even showed that sexually active seniors scored higher on memory tests than those who were not sexually active. And it doesn't stop there. Sexual activity and emotional intimacy have also been linked to longer life expectancy. That's right. Those who keep close connections, emotionally, physically, and socially, tend to live longer and with better quality of life. They feel more hopeful, more connected, and more motivated to take care of their bodies and minds. For many in retirement, these years can feel like a slowdown. But intimacy can bring back a sense of adventure, joy, and even purpose. Whether you're partnered or still open to connection in the future, staying engaged in this area of life can bring fulfillment that goes far beyond the physical. So, if this section spoke to you, let us know in the comments. Tell us one thing you learned or one thing that gave you hope. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. In the next section, we'll guide you on how to start meaningful conversations, either with your partner or your doctor, so you can begin taking real steps toward a better intimate life. Sometimes, the best way to believe something is possible is to hear someone else's story. In this section, we'll share 2 real-life examples of older adults who found the courage to reignite their intimacy and how it changed not just their relationships, but their health, confidence, and happiness. Let's start with James and Linda. James is 76. Linda is 73. They've been married for over 40 years. But after James had heart surgery at 70, things began to shift. He lost interest in intimacy. Linda felt rejected but didn't want to pressure him. For years, they tiptoed around the subject, both hurting quietly, both thinking maybe the best years of closeness were behind them. Then one night, Linda broke the silence. She said, "I miss you, not just your body, but the way you used to look at me." It wasn't an accusation. It was a confession. And that opened the door. James shared that he felt afraid that intimacy might hurt his heart or that he might disappoint her. But they agreed to speak to their doctor together. With support, reassurance, and some medical guidance, they slowly began to reconnect. They didn't jump back into anything overnight. They started with small things, holding hands more, cuddling on the couch, dancing in the kitchen. And over time, their intimacy returned. Today, James says, "I feel alive again. I forgot how much touch mattered, not just to her, but to me." Linda smiles and adds, "We're like teenagers again, but wiser." Now, meet Darlene. Darlene is 81. She was widowed at 67 and spent more than a decade believing her love life was over. She poured herself into her grandkids, her garden, and church. But deep down, she felt lonely. Then, at a community book club, she met Henry. He was 79, witty, and kind. Their connection grew naturally over time. But when they both began to feel something deeper, Darlene hesitated. What would people say, she wondered. What if my kids think I'm being silly? But Henry was gentle. He told her, "I want companionship, not perfection." That gave Darlene the courage to open her heart again. Today, they live in separate homes but share weekends, dinners, and yes, intimacy. She says, "Being close to someone again reminded me that I'm still a woman. I'm still worthy of love. I'm not done." What ties both of these stories together is courage. The courage to speak up. The courage to seek help. The courage to believe that joy is still possible, no matter your age. So if you're watching and you felt like your best days of connection are behind you, think again. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Let these stories be your reminder, it's never too late for intimacy, never too late for joy. Let's take a moment to breathe and reflect on what we've talked about today. Sex isn't just about pleasure. For older adults, it's about health, emotional, physical, and even spiritual health. Intimacy boosts the immune system, strengthens the heart, calms the mind, and brings real joy. It's not about chasing youth. It's about embracing life as it is, at every stage. We've explored how the body changes with age and how those changes don't mean the end of your sexual health. We looked at the mental and emotional toll of losing intimacy, and how even a gentle touch or meaningful conversation can reignite connection. We've talked about the real barriers, like shame, stigma, or fear. And offered practical, doctor-approved steps to move past them. And we heard powerful stories from people just like you who dared to believe in second chances, in love, and in healing. So here's what I want you to remember: you are not too old, too broken, or too late. With care, communication, and courage, intimacy is still possible, and incredibly worth it. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. And if you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you won't miss the next one. You matter. You're never too old for love.